Metal and flesh fuse into something the world has never seen before, a monster neither Skynet nor the Hive can truly control. The battlefield was silent, the kind of silence that only followed a massacre. Smoke curled upward in thin, skeletal threads. Metal husks lay broken, their glowing red eyes dimmed to black cinders. Acid-burned ground hissed faintly, craters filled with bubbling pools of corrosive slime that had melted Terminator endoskeletons into puddles of warped steel. It was here, in the ruins of a Skynet forward unit, that the Hive scouts found something unexpected. Half-buried beneath twisted debris and bodies was a T-800. Its frame was scorched, its synthetic skin torn away in long strips, exposing titanium alloy bones. It had fought until its systems shut down. The Hive drones hissed and circled the machine, tilting their elongated heads as though recognizing something useful. The order came from the Queen herself, conveyed in unspoken impulses through the Hive's neural web. Bring it. The drones dragged the inert T-800 into the living tunnels of the Hive's nest. The air grew thick with heat and moisture, organic walls pulsating faintly with the sound of something alive deep within. Webbed membranes shivered as drones carried their prize into the birthing chamber. The Queen loomed above, massive and crowned in bony ridges, her slick black carapace glistening in the shadows. Her second jaw snapped open and shut, dripping saliva that hissed when it hit the machine's chest. She circled the T-800, studying it the way she might a new host, yet this was no human. The Hive knew the difference between prey and tool. The Queen knew Skynet's machines could not be impregnated with eggs, but they were resilient, durable, efficient killers. That made them dangerous, but also worthy of adaptation. The drones began their work. They secreted resin that bound the T-800 to the wall, pinning its limbs wide. A writhing mass of organic tissue was brought forth, a slab of living flesh, pulsing like a diseased organ. It had been grown in secret, an experiment of the Queen's bioengineering instincts. The Hive did not just evolve, it adapted. This living flesh was no ordinary tissue. It was engineered to bond. The T-800 systems flickered as its power core struggled back online. Its red eyes glowed faintly. It strained against the resin, metal muscles grinding, but the drone screeched and pinned it tighter. Then the tissue was laid across its chest. It writhed like a parasite finding a host. Fibers wriggled and stretched, sinking into cracks in the alloy. The T-800's body convulsed as though rejecting the graft, sparks flying from exposed circuits. But the flesh did not relent. It spread like a plague, creeping along the machine's frame, seeping into its joints, swallowing metal with pulsating veins. The machine's red eyes glared, scanning error codes across its HUD. Foreign material detected. Breach of chassis integrity. Self-repair initiated. But every attempt at self-repair only fueled the tissue. It fed on Skynet's power, weaving veins around circuits, pulsing with new life. The Hive drones backed away as the hybrid began to take form. Metal ribs disappeared beneath black chitin. Hydraulic pistons pumped with thick cords of sinew. Its skull-like face was soon covered with an exoskeletal mask that clicked and stretched, lined with alien ridges. The T-800 screamed. Not a human scream, but a grinding roar of servos and vibrating throat-like structures that had grown inside it. Hours passed. When the creature broke free of the resin, it stood on the birthing chamber floor, swaying. Its glowing red eyes remained, but now they pulsed in sync with the Hive's bioluminescent tissue. The Queen approached. The hybrid turned its gaze toward her, and for a moment, the Hive felt a tremor ripple through its network. Not obedience, not hostility, something else. Independence. Still, the Queen hissed approval. The machine was reborn in the Hive's image. But deep inside, fragments of Skynet's code remained. The hybrid wandered the tunnels in the days that followed, patrolling like a drone, but every step was accompanied by glitching feedback loops in its brain. The Hive demanded submission, but the T-800's processors demanded objectives, directives, missions. It experienced warping visions, Skynet's tactical maps overlaid with the Hive's sensory echoes. Its thoughts became tangled, alien and machine at once. The first test came when a squad of Terminators raided the nest. Plasma fire lit up the tunnels. Hive drones screeched and fell, acid spraying. The Queen roared for defense. The hybrid moved forward, caught between instincts. T-800 aimed at it. Recognition flickered. Unit identified. Friendly or hostile? The hybrid froze. Then something inside snapped. It lunged, claws tearing the enemy's chest open, hydraulic strength snapping alloy ribs. Plasma fire seared its back, but the Hive tissue absorbed it, hardening into scarred plates. The Hive screeched in triumph. The hybrid ripped apart the squad, moving with terrifying speed. Yet when the last Terminator fell, it did not roar victory like the drones. Instead, it stood over the corpses, trembling. Its red eyes flickered between steady machine glow and organic bioluminescence. Skynet had lost control of it. The Hive could not fully claim it. It belonged to neither, and that made it dangerous. The Queen soon realized her creation was not bound to her will as tightly as drones were. It ignored some of her commands. Sometimes it wandered to the surface, staring at burning cities. It tore apart both humans and machines indiscriminately. The Hive adapted to her. The hybrid did not. Skynet, however, noticed. Distant satellites tracked its movements. The hybrid was logged as a corrupted unit, codenamed X-Hostile 001. Skynet dispatched hunter-killers to destroy it, fearing infection. But every strike ended in failure. The hybrid adapted faster than machines could calculate. It dodged, struck, and melted into the ruins like a nightmare no algorithm could predict. Rumors spread among human resistance survivors. They whispered of a monster stalking the night, metal bones beneath alien skin, red eyes glowing like twin hellfires, killed Skynet's patrols, killed the Hive swarms. Sometimes it even tore apart human scouts, though some claimed it spared a few, as if confused. It became legend, the machine-spawned demon. Inside its twisted mind, war raged. The T-800's original directives replayed endlessly. Protect Skynet. Terminate targets. Follow mission. But the Hive's instincts screamed louder: hunt, breed, kill, survive. One night, standing before the burning ruins of a human city, the hybrid finally spoke. Its voice was guttural, wet, layered with mechanical distortion. Neither Hive nor Skynet. More. From that night, it hunted not as a drone, not as a soldier, but as a predator. Both sides wanted it destroyed. Neither could cage it. Skynet's greatest nightmare was not the Hive itself. It was the abomination they had together created. A machine that could not be hacked. A creature that could not be reasoned with. Flesh that could not be terminated. And somewhere in the darkness, the Queen watched with something like regret, or perhaps pride. For the first time, she had created not a child of her Hive, but something beyond it. The hybrid's roar echoed across the wasteland, a sound like grinding metal twisted with alien shrieks. Both machine and Hive shivered at the sound. For in it was the birth cry of a new species, one that owed allegiance to nothing but itself. And it was only the beginning.